Back in April, I took the head off this tractor after it had gasoline put through it, and we found the head cracked. Head and gaskets are here. Let's get it back together. And I got a razor blade to just gently go over. And crank it over. Everything seems to work as it should. I don't see anything out of alignment. All the pistons come up all the way. I really should get out a paint marker and mark top dead center on this front pulley, because the actual markings for top dead center on this are on the back. It's cold enough that my breath is condensing on my beard, and then a little bit of moisture dripped from my beard hit the head and froze. So when I tried to blow on it, I just blew little chunks of ice crystal on there, which is exactly what we don't want. So there are more parts here than I needed, but I ordered the kit. That's kind of interesting. So it actually seemed to cause a little lifting on the surface of the head gasket. That's weird. I would not expect my head gasket to freeze to the bag. Hopefully that's okay. If it blows, well, we have one more thing to blame, don't we? Look at that. Damaged in shipping right there. It's crushed. That's no bueno. Where is that going to go? Is that going to go on like that? Doesn't look right there. I don't look. No, that's this way. And it's damaged. Look at that. So that head gasket is damaged because this piece of cardboard was slightly longer than the other piece of cardboard, and they bent it up. I'm impressed with this head gasket. With it coming apart just from the plastic sticking to it to it being delivered slightly broken. But we'll see. We'll find out if this is a bad idea or not. But we got our alignment pins lined up. This is looking more sketchy. We'll see how that works out. Oh, I did bring this out. This is supposed to be a reference straight edge. So let's take this head gasket off. And we're supposed to be able to see just how flat that head is. And actually, got a feeler gauge here too. Let's see. Nope, that is not going under. That's good. So the thinnest and the thickest are right next to each other. That's interesting. Well, that didn't go under at all. That's a 0.0015 or 0.038. That's cool. Oh, if I can clear any obstacles here. Front to back. Oop, the overhead GoPro has decided it's done. We'll have to check on that here in a minute. And we'll try this corner to this corner. No, it's not going under. I'm sure y'all are like, he ain't doing it right. Yeah, I'm probably not. But at 18 degrees, that metal is freaking cold. And I got this stuff in the way. But it was just interesting to see, like on the thinnest one on here, I'm not getting things to go under, so. And I'm trying to be consistent where I put the force down, so I'm not just like rocking things around. Here's the very, very cold and heavy chunk of iron. And look at that, it's very cold and greasy. Now let's see how this one works out. Alright, so kind of tilt it a little bit so that edge stays down. Kind of wants to go, but nothing. And that is the 0.0015 and 0.038. My fingers are really, really unhappy on that metal. See, we got the clearance on the valves. So that easily goes under the valves, no problem. Let's try the thickest one now. Oh, that's cold. Man, that finger's cold. All right. All right, so the thickest one doesn't go under there, and the thinnest one does. And I could look it up, what it's supposed to be, but the truth of it is, it's going on regardless. And we're gonna see how it works. So that one goes under. That one goes under the first one and the last one of the, I don't know if that's intake or exhaust, I forget. Anyway, that was a 0.015. So those two are a little deeper than that one. And the other ones. But since they all clear the head when they're closed, we'll see how it works. Because basically, as much as I'd like to keep playing with that, my fingers are getting cold on that piece of metal. I would not recommend anyone do this when it's this cold. Alright, so it's there's my phone. Oh, that one went in. Now I get the phone out. And that one just, see? Once I get the light out, didn't need it. Now we've recovered from the batteries dying in the GoPros, so see if we can continue on in this march of bolt installation. But there is a process, an order of things when installing and removing heads. Basically, you want to, when you're putting it on, pressure starts at the center and works its way out. And when you're taking it off, you release the pressure on the outside edges until you get to center. If you do the outside first and work your way in, you can end up with a bit of warp. The head bolts are supposed to be torqued to a total of 40 to 43 foot-pounds total, but on the first pass you're supposed to do half of that, so we're going to do 20 foot-pounds. And the order is, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we are looking at 7, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to have to get a shorter extension, so that's not going to fit underneath there for the last ones. Shorter extension located. Now the order here is 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we up this to 40 foot-pounds. my temptation here would be to go back over each one and get it another snap. But that says in 2 passes. So, do I leave it alone or do I scratch the itch in my head? I think I'll leave it alone and see what happens. The next bit, or thing to do, is going to be to get those rocker arms in. Now, this is the exhaust. So that is the very front one. The real challenge there is, did we knock anything down in there? Just tap this in there. See if we can get any evidence of anything sticking to it. Most things I would guess would be just ground and ejected out, but they could damage the surfaces and reduce the lifespan of the engine, so I prefer not to anything sitting down in there. Alright, now this piece right here, with that being on the front, nominal thread diameter. Should have my calipers out here, but I don't. Going by Yanmar's manual, these bolts should be tightened between 22.6 and 28 Newton meters. So I'm going at about 27, just because that's the way my wrench works. It goes 27.1 and then jumps to 34. So I'm gonna start with the center one. Rocker arms are now installed. So the valves on this tractor are supposed to be between 0.006 and 0.010 on the imperial scale, and they're supposed to be 0.15 millimeters to 0.25 millimeters on the metric scale. So either way, those are our feeler gauges. So the question is, what do I choose? Let's try 0.17. Not because I know what I'm doing here. I am working my way through it. So I've loosened that up. That's a 12 millimeter nut. And you adjust it. Just push that in there. So let's try the 0.06, the smallest. And that easily goes in. Still has a tiny bit of friction, but it easily goes in. So I think I like this. We're gonna try making it so the 0.17 or the 0.178 millimeters or 0.007 imperial fit. And it slides and it a little loose, but still feels like it's catchy. and the other one takes a little bit of pressure to go in. So I think that's good. We'll go with the other ones. Check the other two now. So that's going to be at the front one. Those are pretty loose. Of course I dropped it. That one feels good. That feels good. I'm sure there's a torque specs. I should torque those to spec as well. But right now, making sure they feel tight and not moving. Doesn't take a lot of movement on that to change how tight that feels. That one feels a little looser than the other ones I've done, so do that. Why are you complaining? I think we just lost the overhead camera. So I had moved on to the back cylinder without adjusting the crankshaft position. And that was giving me some interesting results.